way out in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully that's where the good stuff is. There's a rock wall in there I'm gonna follow. I'll tell you, even if I don't find anything, it's so nice to be out here. So I'm out bottle digging and I'm driving down the road and drove by this, and I'm trying to figure out. It's a field with unmarked graves. Carroll County Cemetery, 1870. Beyond the mournful numbers lie no more grief or fear, no sad or sweet thoughts linger for those who slumber here. And I just don't quite get this because there's no room. It has a 162. Far up this goes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's number 255. Holy smokes. I'm going to have to look. It turns into a regular cemetery up there, but this field is all unmarked graves. There aren't Civil War flags or anything here. I just don't know why they wouldn't have names on them. There was a disaster in the town back then, but we shall have to look this up when we get home. I just figured I'd put this on because it's kind of interesting, at least to me. Old rock wall. It's a nice old one. You can see the rocks have settled and are deep in the ground. And I'm walking along, and it's a wide, fat wall. And sometimes, for some reason, they threw their trash on the wall, and you'll find scattered trash. And sometimes you can get something good, or relics or something like that didn't break. But as I'm walking along, I see, I don't know if you can tell, that it dips down right here, and I was wondering what that was all about. So, you know, if I poke my trusty probe right here, I'm going to hit rock. It's part of the rock wall. So we get to right here where this dip was, and it goes straight down as far as I want to go. Soft as jello. And what that is a tree stump, just like that one that grew on the wall. Well, there was one here too, but a storm blew it over and probably ripped the root ball out, and it just filled in with leaves, creating that dip with no rocks in it. I find that fascinating. Maybe you will. There's a couple of old houses up the top of that hill and an old road. I see what was an oak gate opening there, and I checked down there, but nothing. And this kind of opens up. You can see the rock wall. This would have been their property border that ends right here, but this is a clear gate right here that had no, like you can tell if it's a new one, that snowmobilers and four-wheelers. That's not old. I could poke that, I guess. But this, see how it slants, slopes downward, especially over there. This is kind of the classic spot where you would pretend that you're a guy with a trailer, a wood cart full of garbage, trash, and you need to dump it in the woods. You just follow the slope down, you go through that gate, and then where it starts to... What do I see? There's some big barrels down there, but they look not that old, but sometimes There'll be an old trash dump from the 1800s, and people have to throw away a big barrel, 1940, 1960s or whatever, and they just throw it on the old trash. There's a lot of it back here. It all looks pretty new, though. Well, it's a decent-sized pile of trash. Some of it was some old buckets. Let's poke around. Check out the surface. See anything terribly old, but I'm definitely gonna dig. It doesn't look deep. I'm seeing clay already, but let's poke around. What's that? Hello. That's a Moxie bottle, or was a Moxie bottle, in its better day, 1950. So it doesn't look real old, but some of these spots, like that's a bed frame. Right there, a box spring to a bed frame. So they were throwing household trash down here, but I don't know. We'll see if there's anything old at all. By old, I mean pre-1900. That's old. I probed out a couple of bottles here. I don't think they're old, but they're right on the surface. This is a big wine bottle with the top broken off. That's just a... sometimes they say poison on them, but no. Let's take the other stuff down here. Was a rum runner's jug, as we call them. Look at that. I didn't see that on my way in. So that looks like could be the bottom of the jug. Somebody else was digging. The dump is right there. I came in the other side. One of my digging buddies found it. Hope they found something good. Well, look at that. I'm just walking back and I found this dump as I'm heading back to my truck, and this one has not been dug, you can tell. And on the top it's not too old, but it could be a what we all call a beer can dump. Believe it or not, it's a food dump. I mean, a food can. So I'm going to dig this, and I'll turn the camera back on if I start hitting any older stuff down below. So feels kind of promising. A dump like this here, it feels like it's 1930s, but it could get older in spots, and what you're digging for here, like that's maybe 1930, that icky kind of top. But you're looking for fruit jars, insulators, poison bottles, certain categories of things that I mean, I don't like them as much. I like the Civil War stuff. But you never know what pops up in these dumps. You can also get what we call a late throw, where somebody had something in there. That's a cold cream, or some kind of cream, not cold cream, but hand cream. Great big something ugly. Syrup. Screw top. I don't know what that is. Whoa, that's a big horseshoe. That went to a big horse. And when I find a horseshoe, it's good luck for the dump, so keep digging. You don't want to sound snobby, but digging through this age of stuff is gross and not that great. But so much stuff has come out of dumps like this over the years. You just never know, so I'm going to plow through. You can also get pottery pieces and stuff. See, if that was a fruit jar, a little amber fruit jar, then we're talking. But it's just a food jar. Big difference. Yeah, it is a newer dump, but when I said it was a beer can dump, this is what I'm talking about. And strangely enough, the first one that I dug up was inside this can. I've only found one of these before, which I also posted on. Well, I posted online. It's not on the channel yet, but it protects it, and this is going to clean up super good. And what's kind of cool is I don't know what kind of can that is, but beer can collectors could identify this right away. It's got a gold top. It could be a good one, and I saw the top what you're looking for when you're digging beer cans. This one got shot up by somebody using it for target practice. Dang. Excuse me. But that's the type of opening. And believe it or not, this will sound bizarre because I couldn't believe it, but if it's a big triangle like that, it's older. And if you get ones that are tiny triangle, not tiny, but maybe half that size, the triangle itself, they're from the 1940s and 50s, whereas this is from the 1930s. They only made this type of can for about 10 years ish. Don't quote me, but and I will confess that I'm not a beer can collector, but I'm a beer can seller and digger because people love them. Looks like I might be in a pocket here. And it really matters what type of dirt it's in. The cans are buried in as to how decayed the can gets. That's another one, but he's got too big of it. And you're wondering why in the world would I take these home? But oxalic acid is what we. Seems like each one has a hole in it. I might stack these and then just take a few home. Because certainly the one that I found inside the can, the oxalic acid will clean it up in. Hang on. I'm excited. I finally bought my first YouTube filming gadget, and I didn't bring it with me because I'm used to just jumping in the truck and taking off in the morning like I did today. But that was just a cobalt blue drinking glass. There's a jar in a can, or a jelly jar. That's good. Every once in a while you dig one of these and it has a picture of somebody or Mickey Mouse or something. Alright, I'm going to dig cans for a bit. You rest. Yeah, it was loaded with bottles, beer bottles, whiskey bottles, but it's a little bit too new. These beer cans have potential. That is an insulator, which shows up every once in a while, but it's smashed. That is some Flit insecticide, germicide for bed bugs. I don't know if it'll clean up or not, but that one that was in the can is definitely, I'm anxious to see how clean I can get it. Don't know if it's a rare one or a common one, and that's a big difference. But that was a cool little bonus for on the way home. This one here I can see is a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and that's not a rare can. I don't know. I'd like it if that was something different. Whatever. I had fun. Alright, that's probably enough. You can all go to sleep now.